Hello, collective. Happy Sunday, September 22nd. So I have an uncanny afternoon for today, for Sunday afternoon. Uncanny afternoon, Sunday, September the 22nd. Master number. That's pretty cool. There's corrupt papers that come to the surface. Some kind of corrupt papers that come to the surface for today's date. Mars. Mars has a sword of truth tonight regarding an empress. Yeah, there's a couple things Mars wants to tell you in the reading tonight, and one of them is this sword of truth regarding an empress. Get all those letters from these up here. And then Saturn has a sub-team, something about Saturn having this sub-team, maybe like substitute, not really sure. I didn't have an I today, so I just did sub. And then Neptune wanted no one to hear about you. Yeah, Neptune wanted to vaporize you basically, but wanted no one to hear about you for today's date. And there's too many cry wolf. Too many have cried wolf. Did I do that right? Oh, it's supposed to be woof, woof, because I don't have an L. Too many cry woof, because I don't have an L. So just change that L to an O. You can do that. All right. A camera was made safe for you. Some kind of camera was put somewhere made safe for you, for your safety, for today's date. And then a stardust bestowed to you. Yeah, plenty of stardust to bestow to you for today's letters. Yeah, nice. I hope you're having a good Sunday. Eventually, I'm going to make comments and read what the nice people have said. I appreciate you watching. There we go. Now we got some kisses, some stardust. Yeah, because eventually I'll either get gaslit or somebody will get arrested, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah. Thank you for finding me. But in the meantime, so this is the chart tonight. There's some master plan transformed, some kind of master plan that's transformed up here using this active participant. It's still in that legacy, but there's a lot of clarity tonight. Not to mention being in this Virgo, that's a pretty strong sun at the zero. It's 0 degrees Libra tonight, but when it's 0 degrees, it's pretty strong. So it's almost like a crisis, like on the crutch of a crisis right here. So some kind of master plan, clarity after a crisis, regarding the secret family, the secret family. And they're unusual because Uranus is unusual. So it's some kind of unusual secret people. Might be aliens. And so this up here is sending some kind of this group. I think I saw an alien is what they're saying. They send this little message to Venus tonight, being of service. So there's a group of people that's kind of resonating with Venus, although it's unusual. Yeah, it's still kind of unusual, but they want to at least let her know that, hey, it's all good. And then these karmic payments still in the atmosphere. Hey, yo, yeah, Saturn, we know your group wanted to expand this plan, this master plan that needs master change for tonight. Yeah, I laid out the cards. They look pretty good. So let me give you a look at this here. So I got 3:41 on the clock. So right here in the middle is this Hierophant. It's 0 degrees Libra, and it's the perfect time to look at this club, this secret, unusual group of people, what their creed is, what their faith is, what do they hold dear to their what they study and worship. And then for the 22nd, we get the Helka card, which is really humor and opposites. Yeah, because the Hierophant would like to think that you as an individual carrying around like individual faith is kind of like humorous. But in all actuality, you're under the broom tree like Elijah in the Bible, 1 Kings 19. Elijah went under the broom tree and talked to the ancestors, and that's how he spoke to the creator, and we're just going to kind of look at the difference between these two types of faith. And then Mercury up here has a tower because it's got somebody spooked it. Something got spooked. There's spirits that are spooked. I thought that was good because of beginning to fall, with all the ghosts of the ancestors, surrounding it, but there's something that spooks 24 degrees Virgo. And then you come down here and Venus, oh, got bubbles on it, but we got 0 degrees Scorpio. And Venus has a choice. If this is an illusion, all of this, then I choose myself. You know, that's what Venus is saying. And then we got 6 for the Lovers card. And then with 2 being Mars, that makes the 8. Because there's some kind of illumination that these two kind of come to consensus about in the subconscious. 10 degrees Cancer, beboppity pop. Yeah, the bubbles popped for Mars. So he's got to use his intuition on what to do next. Yeah. So then you come up here to this Lovers card, 20 degrees Gemini. And there's a choice to make because of this change, this master change, this master plan. You know, that grand trine tonight. It's a master plan, but it's going to require some changes. And we just want to examine the motives. Like, what's the motive for this change? And then over here we have a tower. So some kind of tower still for Uranus, 27 degrees retrograde. What did that person say? So Uranus is going to go back up here and ask this, who are you talking to under the broom tree? Oh, Elijah? Because he kind of wants to know a little bit more about that. And then we have a couple suns for Neptune and Pluto still, because they're still it still is 27, 28, and 29 degrees respectively on those outer planets. But Neptune has a visit from the ancestors, from the past over. And then Pluto has, he's going to give you ideas for this master change. Yeah. Saturn is sitting over here, and he's got evidence. He's dug up a couple things, and he's got his little board here that he's been writing all of his goodies on. So, and then up here at the Destiny. So for the Destiny, I've got the throne. That's the throne. This is where you want to end up, you know, if you get it all, if you pass the test, right? So Emperor for the North Node, and then the Hangman for the Healer. But there's some kind of crisis up there, so I put the Tower in the middle of those two. So it's almost like once you get to this Destiny, that you also have to alchemize this Tower. So we're gonna see what that is. It's a barrel of fun tonight. Yeah, I didn't know this, but hummingbirds, 747, can fly backwards. Did not know that. I guess it makes sense. You know, I knew that they hovered. You know, they hover, but I didn't realize that they actually fly backwards. So isn't that amazing? It's really, truly is amazing. I'm supposed to read to you the broom tree from 1 Kings 19, Elijah. It says, may the gods strike me and even kill me if by this time tomorrow I have not killed you just as you killed them. Yeah, Jezebel has just got off the throne, and she's announced this to Elijah. Like, how dare you see Jezebel's in charge of this creed, this secret, unusual group of people. And she says, strike me dead if I don't get you first, because he's come in and he's killed all these worshipers of Baal, B-A-A-L. This is what it looks like when you worship Baal. Yeah, so they worship some cow, you know, something like that, and they bring sacrifices to Baal. However you want to pronounce it, B-A-A-L. This is Elijah was sent to this territory to, hey, can you just tell them about the works of the Creator, you know? Okay, so that's when he dances over here, and he wants to find out what exactly are these people studying? What are they doing here? It looks like, you know, it looks a little innocent there, but we don't really know what they're doing with that innocent person there for sacrifice. So Jezebel is announcing this, and then Elijah's terrified of Jezebel. Then he went on alone into the wilderness, traveling all day. He sat down under a solitary broom tree, and he prayed that he might die. I have had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life, for I am no better than my ancestors who have already died. Yeah. Elijah, God bless you. Please be here for this reading, Elijah. He had enough. Yeah, he's like, I did what I could. You know, they want to continue. This is what they're comfortable with, okay? This may seem like Shakespeare or something really odd language to Elijah, but this is, oh no, this is generation and generation of many books of warlocks and wizards that do this, and it's successful for them. And so they don't want to give this criteria, this creed up. They don't want to give this up. This is bread and butter for this secret, unusual peoples. Okay, so and not that that's what's going on. It's using this as a metaphor to kind of unearth some of the secrets in your storyline, because whatever you went up against, it wasn't the norm. This wasn't normal. This wasn't like, you know, you were a senior in high school and you had to beat out the other girl, you know, for queen or whatever. It was like, this is unusual, this competition or whatever this is. So yeah, I guess the neighbor wants to do something there. He's making some noise with the barrel. Yeah, the neighbors are moving around tonight, collective. But there's clarity, there's breakthrough under this broom tree, okay? So we're gonna ask ancestors, please be here for this reading. I love you, I can't do it without you. Archangels Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, please be here. And highest descendant Jesus, please be here to help with this reading for clarity. I love you so much. Yeah, we don't know what this is. Is it Genghis Khan? They're very aggressive and they're very powerful. And they swear up and down this magic or whatever this is. This is no like home study kit 1999. This is this is many years of wisdom passed down from warlocks, and yeah. Okay. And so then here comes Elijah, and this just irritates this group. Do you see how irritating this looks? You know, this person is like, yeah, I want you to try and come over here and I'll bop you over the head with that staff I've got. You know, this person isn't even like, do. And they're like, I dare you, make my day. Yeah, because make my day. Yeah, the crossing energy for the center of this reading is an emperor who happens to be the leader of this group. And Clint Eastwood has 10 degrees Gemini in his birthday, Clint Eastwood. And what was his, you know, make my day. And isn't that what you think that, you know, look at those faces. Yeah, make my day, you crazy looking whatever, wearing a dress, carrying whatever with your pet down there. I think there's this little dog down there. So yeah, they're not impressed. They're not impressed. They don't see any scars on this person or any indication that this one's been around the block a couple times. You know, it just looks like he's been hit over the head a couple times. That's about it, right? Because it's the Fool card. So yeah, that's the crossing energy. I forgot to do that when I had the camera, but that's the Emperor, 10 degrees Gemini moon tonight. So with the Earth, no, it's all air. 0 degrees Libra, 10 degree moon being in Gemini, that's air too. Yeah. For the 22nd, I guess you could put a little fire. I guess collective, you are the fire if you represent this abstract way of spiritual, you know, a collection of things. I reflect on the Bible, but you can reflect on the Torah. You can reflect on the Quran. There's other manuscripts that people reflect on to get to their source of Most High, you know, God. So, okay. All right, ancestors. Let's get this out. What are we doing here? Yeah. So Hyoka, I love this card because it really resonates to collective being this, like, I'm this happy-go-lucky. I'll show you an opposite of what you are. And in the humor of that, you're actually mirroring what they are in a weird kind of way. Hyoka, that's yeah, that's a very high ascended master. That's like a Jesus. A Hyoka is like a Jesus because they figured a few things out to be blessed by the universe. Yeah, some universal secret in Hyoka tonight. Okay, there's some kind of truth, but what we've got is this secret, unusual group of people that is not impressed with collective's thinking, and an emperor has to step in. The leader has to step in and go, okay, what's going on here? Because suddenly, this is King Ahab. See, Ahab was married to Jezebel, in that 1 Kings 19. This is the king. Jezebel, his wife, has already stepped up to say, okay, I'm sending people out to kill you, Elijah. I don't appreciate you, Elijah, so we're going to get you killed. We're going to get you out of here so that we can continue this, okay? Everything was fine. Everything's great. We don't need your kind coming up over here. Ooh, what's that? I think it's a sacrifice. Yeah, we don't need that. Because the emperor's in charge. So, what's the emperor think of this full card tonight? What's the moon trying to tell what's going on with this King Ahab? He's married to Jezebel, all time scary. Jezebel has a gift. She's gifted in this worship of Baal. She's studied these manuscripts many years. She knows what to do. She knows how to do it. A lot of it was for fertility. She believed that the cow brought rain. She believed this dude would help their fields. If we pray and sacrifice to this person, we will have rain and we will have crops and we will be able to feed. And God just looked down on it all and said, Elijah, just go down there and, share your wisdom. Because there were only 3 things that Elijah did. Okay. He adhered to nature. He respected what nature was telling him. He followed like the ravens in the book of Kings. He'd follow the ravens. Well, ravens follow wolves. So they're never hungry because a wolf always has carcasses somewhere. So following the raven wasn't a bad idea. And that's what Elijah did. He kept his portions. He was given a jar of meal and a jar of oil. That's all he was given to survive on Mount Carmel. And he managed to make his rations last, okay, to kind of make an influence on this group. He knew he wasn't going to be there forever, but at this point, I've just read you, he's under the tree. He's like, okay, I'm done. This is a little heavy for me. And then the last thing was that he learned from the past. He learned from the past over the ancestors before him. And some of you do that with history. You don't have to talk to dead people. I just find they lift my heart a lot. So, but stories from history lift your heart as well. So that's what he does. He looks to the past and he takes his little jars of oil and meal, and then he follows the raven around. And, he was happy until Jezebel freaked out. So tell me what's going on with this? Is Collective going to make it? I mean, I think they've done their mission. They've been this higher master. Oh, wow. So there's somebody in 5 of Cups, which is on their knees praying tonight. Okay, who's praying tonight? And that might be a collective person, like I've done what I can do. I'm a free thinker. I didn't get a whole lot of support. Well, these people of Baal, yeah, collective didn't get a lot of support. Did you hear that dog barking? People of Baal made merry, 3 of Cups. They got a lot more people than I do, and they look a lot more jovial, like, wee. Then so why, yeah, you might feel left out tonight. I don't want you feeling left out. 0 degrees Libra sun. Heck no. Because you're in the middle of harvest blessings. Really, truly. But a lot of you might be feeling, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to be homeless. Okay. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want Jezebel coming after me. I just want to be an American. So to stay alive, I better either signal the aliens or just, disappear quietly. So leave it. You want to know how you're really doing. Yeah. You want to let them know that you really don't cry, but they sacrifice your life like a paradise. They'll hex you and they'll trick you. Then you'll tell you it's right. So leave it. Just leave it. Thank you, Michael. Please be here for this reading. Who happened to be a Virgo, right? Yeah. But we're in Libra now. So something's going to be made fair and square, and maybe you'll get to do a little bit of this. 3 of Cups. Tell me about this 3 of Cups. So, somebody's going to celebrate, because no matter if you didn't convert this group of people, okay, you maybe didn't convert the emperor, okay, but you said some truth, collective. You said something that resonated with somebody like, well, maybe I could just switch lanes. It's not going to kill me. Because what happens during a crisis? You end up going to unusual sources for remedy. You end up like, okay, I will pray to God because this is a pretty bad crisis, right? And the Most High almost puts crisis on people for that, because he wants to commune with you. See, what's going to happen with this? Yeah, that's in the sun tonight. Is if you had an unusual crisis, one that you didn't expect. What? Think back to where you went. Where did you go to meet this place where somebody will see me, somebody will care, somebody will listen and hear my prayer? Wow, that rhymes too. Michael, you're so awesome. I go, I won't ruin your song, but I want to beat it, like just leave it instead. Can I do that? And Michael's like, well, we'll help you out. So I changed a couple words in there. They'll hex you and they'll trick you. Then they'll tell you it's right. Just leave it, leave it, leave it. Yeah, because it's a coffin. Computer's saying you're in a coffin, collective. You better just hightail it out of there. The birds are chirping now. And I don't think you abandon normally, you know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Jesus, I'm sorry. Let's prayer for the collective is that they don't abandon their faith. I think that's the most beautiful thing, is your free thinking collective. Give them the loyalty, Jesus, for the Most High. I love you. Yeah, that tower inside of you, it's really your faith. It's the biggest thing about you, because some of you had to give up, you know. You were following something that only you could see. Only this person could see it. And you looked really weird. Like, why would they leave their job and their home and their children? Because of what's inside of me that I know is truth. And, you know, your ancestors shed a lot of blood in history about that. They gave up a lot for what they believed in. So it was important that you do this. This is so far down generational, if you think about it, but it was something that you had signed up to do. And I think that's so beautiful, because I would be willing to bet that the people you're talking to, collective, are many generations back. That's pretty cool. And they've studied you. These ancestors studied you and knew that. I think this one has the fortitude. Because you see how carefree this person is. Comedy is a lot less than therapy, okay? It just, let's be real. Therapy is a huge amount of money to spend, when if you get in touch with your heart, the humor of this event will hopefully heal you. You're like, wow, and it's going to be a tragedy. I know, isn't that horrible to say that? But you have to be able to see and keep that lightheartedness, or you'll be crushed. You'll be crushed when this tower hits for your destiny. So we have to keep that really lighthearted. It's going to be okay. Yeah, and your ancestors are wailing in the background. You can hear them. What's this place for the emperor, this King Ahab? What's he celebrating, or what was this? There's some kind of Queen of Cups in your storyline. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. That you might be seen as a Queen of Cups. Just kind of reserved a little bit tonight. Let nature take its course. You're full of love. See, because you found the humor in the situation, the comedy of errors, the comedy and the tragedy, you were able to keep this Ace of Cups. Yeah. Because you don't want anyone uncomfortable around you. And if they chose not to follow you, that's great. Because you don't want anyone embarrassed following you, right? And nor should you if you're following, you know what I mean? Why would I follow if I was completely embarrassed by that person? No, you follow your truth. You stand for yourself, and it's just this journey of self-discovery that stands apart. It stands apart. Free thinking, it'll always stand apart. And some of you will die penniless because of it. Because, yeah, you'll come up against institutions and things that don't like the way you think. And that's so sad. But, yeah. Tesla, please be here. Thank you. Yeah. He shouldn't have died penniless, by the way. Tesla shouldn't have. He didn't fit with the norm, though. He wasn't an Edison. He wasn't a Thomas Edison. He was so radical that he died hungry and penniless. That's, you know, and I don't want that for anybody in the collective, but I'm giving you that an example from the past that don't lose faith when you think unusually, okay? You think unusually. You had to because somebody was stealing from you. Wow. Okay. All right. So somebody's stolen from collective, but they kept their heart space. They're full of love. They went under the broom tree and said, hey, maybe this is my time, you know? And there's an emperor who insists that we're gonna celebrate this. This emperor, this leader of the group, he's insisting that this is my victory, that freedom of religion, that this is gonna be okay. All right. You went up against freedom of a religion, and in order for you to have your freedom, collective, you have to respect that what they believed. Yeah, no respecter of persons. You get that in the First Amendment. Yeah. So when does it come to a point where it's dangerous for other people to coexist around it? It was very secretive, this group. Yeah. Okay, Mercury, so help us out here. Are we just going to have to coexist with these secrets around us like this? Because somebody got spooked. Whatever you said, whatever was revealed, like, see, you're kind of beyond it. You said it, and you continued on down the road because you don't want to be here with Jezebel. Jezebel's going to kill me. So you continued on, but on your way out of town, you notice, oh, somebody got spooked because of what you had said. They saw it too. They just didn't go happy-go-lucky publishing it. Somebody else has seen it, and they don't know where to head towards. They don't know where to head towards because they're over a barrel, just like you revealed. They'll get you over a barrel, hex you, trick you, and tell you it's right. And you're like, I gotta just leave it. I just gotta leave it. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be American. I want to stay alive. Better signal the aliens. So beat it. But you want to be sacred. You held your truth as sacred, okay? If this person's walked something out, you know, they're the authority in the life they walked because it's their sacral space. Who am I to judge their sacral space? You know, if this group of people has been doing this for eons in time, then who am I? You know, it just so happened that I was the little guy up there by the fire. And so I'm going to make a squawk. I'm going to make a squawk about it. Because maybe this has gone on around you before. People didn't talk about it, or they connected it to other reasons, other motives, and it was okay. It was dismissed, or, you know, we don't know. Mercury, what spooks some people about this? Have they been seeing this too? Like younger people just disappearing all of a sudden, like 21, 22 years old, got hit by a whatever. Now they're, you know, they're gone. It seems kind of young to die. Doesn't seem quite, you know, just doesn't seem like that's normal. But if you live in an isolated area, a small area, things like this go on, and you know them from school, you know them from work, but you don't say anything, but something wasn't quite right about it. You're like, that's kind of weird, you know? They were so young. What's this going on with these young people disappearing? Or coming after collective, for that matter. There's an Archangel Michael knows what's going on, okay? So Elijah worked closer to Archangel Michael. Collective, you work closer to this angel than you realize. This angel was the camera that is made safe for you. Sunday, 22nd of September. This is the camera that made things safe for you. Okay. Because they kept notes on their little board here, how you moved. You move, they move. You move, they move. They noticed that. It was almost like clockwork. And they were like, well, that's weird. So they knew, Archangel Michael knew that you were attached to something, collective. Or you were on their radar. You were on the board. It was bad. It was bad that you were on this board. because you didn't deserve to be. Yeah. Ascendant Master, thank you. Yeah, Jesus says you were required for this war. You were required. So Mercury, so you're telling us that Archangel Michael was a part of this, that spooked some spirits? Yeah, so whoever you didn't spook, Archangel Michael took over the spooking to just, you know, kickstart their heart. Motley Crue, just a little bit. Just a little bit. So they would just kind of look around their immediate environment and go, what doesn't set right with me? And they found it everywhere. Yeah, they found it everywhere they looked and reflected upon. That somebody was missing, or somebody had, we don't know where that person is, or in the paper somebody got, you know, and you're like, wow, really? Okay, weird. Mercury, what do you want to tell us about this? They saw an empress be kind of left in the cold. They saw a leader be left in the cold, completely burdened. Okay. And they watched a King of Pentacles oversee it. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. Mercury saw that. Mercury's kind of the archaeologist tonight because he's the paperwork for Saturn. Mercury's going to have all the notes to put in history about this time. So 99 years from tonight's date, there'll be a reader that says, yeah, we just found in the ground in that one town that reader was talking about. We found some things. And that's what he's talking about. He's the archaeologist who sees some things. He's dug up some things. Corrupt papers come to the surface. Some kind of corrupt papers come to the surface because they dug them up somewhere. So Mercury's saying this King of Pentacles had tried to bury some papers, but Mercury has a tower tonight because he's found them. So he found some papers, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, because when Isabel and Ahab, when the archaeologists went to Samaria and started digging around, they found the palace of these two. They found their palace. And there was evidence in the remains of the dirt, okay? And there was a little explaining to do because they found bones. They found bones in cisterns, like, I guess you could say like, you know, little jugs of infant bones, infants. Yeah. They found cisterns filled with infant bones in the dirt, left over from this palace, from this worship of Baal. And that disturbed the archaeologists. And they also found ivory, lots of ivory, because they had a palace of ivory. They had thrones of ivory. And that's telling Mercury that, well, they poached a bunch of elephants to do that. So, you know, it just doesn't look quite right. Were they respecting nature? No, they were poaching elephants. Were they respecting people? No, there were bones of babies. That's not cool. So Mercury found some papers. Tell me about these papers. What are these papers that King of Pentacles left behind? It was evidence of work. That he's sorry. Yeah. These papers, these correct papers were evidence of work. That he's sorry that Mercury found them because they were regarding you, collective. Some kind of papers regarding you. The identity of you. Okay? Who you are. Where you come from. Yeah. Wow. Does collective know this paperwork? Is collective aware of this paperwork? It's tugging at the hearts of the ancestors. They led Mercury right to him because the ancestors saw King of Pentacles hide these papers and made a trip down here. Yeah. They made a trip. They soul shifted down here, dude, and put them in judgment for it. So yeah, some kind of corrupt papers that King of Pentacles was keeping back. Your ancestors came down to make it right and revealed it. And when they revealed it, it caused a tower. Yeah. Woo, Nelly. Yeah. I'm assuming it wasn't ivory or infant bones that they found. But that could have been evidence as well. It may not be papers, but whatever evidence they found was like, oh, that's the choice we made. Let's question that motive for that choice, just for sake of argument. You know, were you honoring the elephant when everything is ivory, even your couches, even your cups are ivory? Wow. Yeah. It was overwhelming evidence. It suggested that there was no respect to nature and no respect for heartbeats because little baby's bones were everywhere. That's horrible, Mercury. I would be spooked by that too. Do you see why the Sabian symbol is spook spirit? That would spook somebody. 99 years from tonight, somebody will dig up something. Oh, is that what that collective person was squawking about? Because it's been buried or it's come up and here it is. Wow. These weren't good choices. Yeah, they'll examine your choices from tonight, 100 years from now, from what they find. Buried, hidden. Wow. Okay, so let's go down here to the subconscious. So Venus is like, you know, if this is all just an illusion, I choose myself. That's what she's saying with this Lover's card. She has a choice to make too. But she's not in charge. She's not an authority. So all Venus can do is, well, if this is just a big hoax or experiment on my blood type, then hey, I just choose me. It looks a little selfish, you know, because you don't have a whole lot of people behind you. But that's what you're going to rely on. Because all you do is look outside and the grass is green, sky is blue, beautiful blue. And if it is just an illusion, I just choose me because I can feel this heartbeat. That's what she's saying. But that's after something has been illuminated. So Venus is probably going to hear about this. Venus is probably going to hear about, oh, you found some things in the dirt. Illuminati, clarity. Some kind of clarity for tonight in the subconsciousness. Or you can feel it. Maybe it hasn't been spoken or you haven't seen it on TV or nobody's talking too much, but it's almost like you feel the undercurrent of it. Something got revealed. And Venus is going to hear about it. Has to make a choice. She knows whatever they expose to her, she's kept to herself. But Mars, 10 degrees Cancer, he's getting the high priest. He's the high priest tonight because it went bebobbity bop. Pop. The bubble popped. The bubble popped. He's not too secure. He's not too secure where he sits because he didn't think this was bad at all. Being part of this worship of Baal, whatever this is. And not that your group is doing that, but I had to use an example from history, way back. And he knows, and he thought, well, now I went to all this trouble to learn this language. You know, this was like studying Shakespeare for Mars. Okay, he went to a lot of trouble to get some rank in this group, to get some respect from this group. He studied. He can do the beautiful Shakespeare. You know, if Robin Williams was here, you would do that so well, wouldn't you? But now he feels like I'm Shakespeare and I get to what? Sell beer with it? Like I went to all that for, because he's been excavated or whatever from that group. And he learned all these things. And for what? Now he's almost a target for the group. So he has to use his high priest intuition. Like, oh, I don't want to be killed by Jezebel. Because Mars kind of feels like you, collective. I think they're after both of us. And we want to stay alive better. Yeah, we better just leave it. Yeah. And you don't want to be hexed or tricked and then tell you it's right. Just leave it. Yeah, that's what Mars wants to do. So what can Mars and Venus help us out with tonight? Tell me about ancestors. Blue. It makes Mars blue. To him, it was a choice between two evils because he really didn't like where Venus was this free thinker, That's not going to get me anywhere. I'm not going to be governor of any state being like that. And then he went for this, you know, creed. And it was unorthodox. It was unusual, but he felt so secure in it because it had been generations of this. Generations of this. He says he was intimidated. He was intimidated by this person with the staff. He was. And he thought that adrenaline rush was like a signal to be attracted to it. Yeah, jumping off a cliff, Mars. Yeah, that's the adrenaline key to your... No, you don't jump off the cliff because it's giving you a rush. But see, so many other people did and survived. He really should have survived it. But then you came along, collective. Wait. I think they're doing things we don't know about. Please. Yeah. Tell me, what is Mars and Venus going to accomplish with this? What's this? Survival. That's the bottom line. They have to, this clarity, because of past choices, it's now down to, I just have to survive. So tell me what I need to do. We don't want to be killed. Okay. I got to move on. So it's just this clarity of, okay, let's do something. Let's do something for survival. Okay. Which would probably be like changing your identity and getting out of Dodge. Truly, honestly. But this comes back as some kind of partner, some loyal partnership has been observing both of you. Yeah. There's some kind of loyal partnership, cooperative they've been observing this. They've observed a lot of people because you can see 7 of Pentacles. That's a lot. So this group was in a community of people and they all reacted a little bit differently. Okay. But somebody watched it. Okay, and I think from today's letters, there was a camera in place to keep people safe. Most of you were just gaslit the entire time. So that you'd walk away thinking, well, it was just a really odd experience. It was very, very odd. Okay. So, Jupiter, what is the motive of this master plan that has to be master changed? Are they going to change it behind the scenes so nobody knows what was really the intent of these young people disappearing, axed from a community? We don't know. We can't find him. Yeah, because he has to make some kind of like, okay, what's the motive for this change? Did they do it? Yeah, Lover's card for Jupiter, 20 degrees Gemini. Did they do it for love? I mean, was this all done for love? Or was it done for the love of money? And Jupiter can't expand until he makes that choice. Like we have to look at the evidence that Mercury got. Something about, what's this? They found some stuff, King of Pentacles buried. And I got to look at that now. Why would you bury this? Oh. Jupiter's saying he's leaning more toward the love of money. Okay. Because this time with this new world order, this change that Saturn was trying to, you know, it started back in, I don't know, C19, where they were experimenting with how to get people on the same page to do the same things so that they'd have more control over large groups of people because they want this new world order. Everybody chipped, everybody, yeah, here we go. And it just wasn't how the Most High saw it going down, okay? He didn't see it going like that. So, collective, you put the brakes on things. You really did. And both Mars and Venus have started to rewrite, you know, just for sake of argument, you know, if the world ends tomorrow, give us just some free thought for the night. Just give us some free thought. I choose my, you know, intuition or free thought that, we examine another way to go, because this is an unusual way to herd people in one direction. Jupiter thinks it's about money. Tell me, Jupiter, what do you think it's about? Is this motive all over? Yeah, Jupiter knows that this change, this master plan, this master has to change. And it sprouted from this intuitive priest or priestess that waits to see, you know, am I going to have to leave Jezebel? Is she going to be squawking at me that she's coming down the mountain to kill me? Or do I just stay put and pretend it was all just an experiment? What do I do? That's why they're waiting, see? But yeah, Jupiter sees it as master plan has to do a master change. And it's all because of this evidence that they found up here. You know, because you could easily say, well, I found some ivory. 99 years ago, this person, they buried a bunch of ivory. Oh, they were honoring the elephants. It was a tribute to them. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways to explain things that aren't malicious. But I don't think Jupiter could choose the other way. He's like, no, this was all for money. Wow. So Saturn has to look at the evidence too, because that's his job. That's his job if he's going to instigate new laws, safeties. And he wants to look at this. Saturn's at 14 degrees Pisces retrograde. I have to look at the evidence too. Okay? I have to see, well, what are they talking about? What did they find? What did Saturn think? He sees you, collective. He sees you following nature, respecting nature. He sees you good with resources, like you don't hoard resources or you don't abuse resources in nature. You know, you don't leave the sink running and go for a jog and come back and turn the water off, stuff like that. You know, somebody that just is not tuned in with like, okay, let's conserve our resources, you know, leave the lights on and go to work all day and come home. Oh, the light's on, great. You know, things like that. Just, you know, they notice that about you, that you didn't overwork things that you didn't have to. And they saw you tapping into the passed over ones. Passed over ones. Be with us. Tell us what Saturn wants to do. They find a lot of strength watching you. And your borders and safety, they want justice. They want some justice for you. That's pretty cool that Saturn wants that for you. Because Saturn's in a hurt. He's in a hurt. You already saw the pink triangle. He's allowed this group to exist. He's allowed this Jezebel group to exist because they had always been within the respective borders and safeties before. But he's noticed some things too. And now with this evidence that they deliberately hid, he's got to look at it. So he wants justice for you, collective. And he's going to keep you protected until you can have a new beginning. So it's okay to choose, you know, be a free thinker and be an intuitive person. But he doesn't want you running away right now from this Jezebel. Not just hold your reins just a little bit. Yeah. Because it could be explained. They were honoring the elephants. That's why there's 3 tons of ivory in this. Yeah. He wants to look at it. He wants to see what the evidence reveals exactly. Yeah. So that's good. Thank you, Saturn. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. On earth as it is in heaven. That's very wise of Saturn to do that. The master plan just needs a little master tweak. That's all. It's not fun to change somebody's master plan when you've invested so much into a plan and then you realize nobody else accepts this plan. Nobody else accepts it. Yeah, it's in the sun tonight in your environment too, this master plan. It might be New World Order, but it's specific to this creed, this faith that they followed. Wow. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking about that, but I don't know how that's going to help us here for a second. Okay, so anyway, so Uranus has the tower and is asking, hey, what did that Elijah person say under the broom tree? Like, it's this tower moment in your environment. Like, okay, let's go back and see what that collective person was talking about. It's like this small voice, this little small thing that you said that just kept kind of clicking. And what is it that collective said? Or I don't think it was something you did. I think it was something you said, collective, that either affected destiny. You know? We definitely are a system to check and balance things when things go awry. We've always been. We don't hurt anybody's feelings doing it. You know, we recount the votes. That's what we do. If somebody's accused us of like tampering with votes, well, let's just recount them. You know? And we don't want to interfere with free thinking. You know, he likes that, you know. We don't have to control everyone and everything at any moment in time. And I think you'd be happier with yourself if the world comes to an end tonight, that you chose yourself for the first time in your life. You chose yourself. Because that's truly the only truth you know, right? Is what you walked, what you experienced. And he respects that about you. Yeah, because sometimes we have allegiances. We have groups of people that, you know, I'm with this person because I get rank. Mars was saying, I get rank over here, man. I get public recognition over here, man. I get to pay my bills over here, man. I learned that language. I learned your language. And for what? To sell beer as Shakespeare? That's what he's saying. Yeah, I already told him that one, Robin. Rehnquist, take off your hood. Oh, okay. That's a Supreme Court judge. I don't know about that, Robin. Why are you telling me these things? Rehnquist, take off your hood. Yeah, this group is respected. They've been Supreme Court judges. They've been in very high ranks in society, okay? It's nothing to shake a stick at, okay? Except when we start losing people in our community that we can't explain. Then we got to back up and go, let's just take a look at a couple things, okay? All right. Yeah. Yeah. What's this? Okay, so Uranus, what else? Was that the download? Yeah, it was about Elijah. What did that small voice say? There was something that the prophet said. So you would be the prophet in your storyline, something you said, you know, like, I think my kids are chipped. And they were like, what? And then when you went to the doctor to have him check, hey, can you just check and see if my kid's chipped? You saw an investigator go in the back and talk to the doctor first. Don't tell her. Just, we're doing it because she has a drug problem. That's why we've chipped the children. Oh, okay. You saw that dude go back there and tell the doctor to tell you, no, your children are not chipped. Wow. That's Tower. That's Tower. Do you blame the doctor for telling you that? No. A person in authority told him to say that. To a mother that's concerned. Okay. just, you know. But they don't want to hear your intuition when they've got an agenda. Okay. You had a master plan, but your master plan has hit a tower for tonight. Mercury is in a tower because there's evidence coming out that the motive, the choice of the motive that Jupiter's looking at is this wasn't done for love, to keep that child safe from a drug addict parent. See, that's what he told the doctor, is this is a drug addict parent and we want to keep this child safe so we know where they are at all times. This was a choice made for money. But you see how bad it made collective look? Well, not only are they crazy asking if their child is chipped, but, you know, like whatever. Yeah, that was 7 years ago at least that happened. And it was probably around March. Yep, it was probably around March that happened for me 7 years ago. Okay. And see, and I'm okay with it at this point. The wisdom in me says, okay, there might be a bigger master plan that I'm supposed to adapt to. I'm okay with it because, you know, for the most part, America's been good to me. You know, I would hope not to see anybody mysteriously missing around me. That would get disturbing if that was happening in large quantities all the time. Okay. I think they have it so that you don't ask. It's just haphazard enough and you're busy enough in your own life that you don't stop to ask. So, Neptune says the passed over ones have something they want to tell you. It's a visit from the passed over. And it's coming from your environment. It's regarding the environment and what they see. What does the environment see, Neptune? Do they believe that collective has this insight with their past? This insight from ancestors? Yeah, they definitely identify with this free thinking. Because they know you talk to angels. They know that. Your environment sees that. Yeah. And the only reason the angels even talk to you is because this happened to them. It happened to them. They couldn't stop it. They thought they knew, but how do you fight something you can't identify? Okay? This is helping us identify what it is. Looking at the motive. Maybe they were honoring the elephants, and that's why we have 2 tons of ivory in the dirt here. We don't know. Jupiter's helping. He's going to examine the motive. Saturn, he's looking at the evidence. He knows that there has to be changes. Yeah, too many steps were taken, okay, that hurt innocent people. Hurt innocent people. And like I say, I don't care if I'm looked at like crazy or, yeah, no, that's okay, cool. Yeah, you can think whatever you want to think. I just want justice. Yeah. And for the first time, your borders and safeties are taking the time to look things over. Very cool, Neptune. Thank you. So the angels are talking to a collective. And remember, oh, yeah. Thank you, Neptune. They're genderless, okay? Angels. And if God called you to be a reader or a speaker or whatever, a prophet, whatever, that a lot of those people in history were called to do it alone. Because angels don't run around with, like, let's go, angel, with their hand holding, like, in a pair. They pretty much go on their own. And that might be kind of where you fit in. And you're looked at as weird because of that. But it might be where you're most comfortable and blessed is to be on your own, standing your ground. Okay, that's uncomfortable for people that need or have dreamed of this 2 of Cups, because a master plan that has a master change, you got to be comfortable with it. So I believe that God gave you a master plan, collective. But tonight it's like we are examining our individual master plans. And we have to be flexible enough to do some master changes to be okay with, well, we see how it worked out, so I'm okay with being an angel that's on my own. Yeah. Thank you, Neptune. I love you. And plus, maybe you're an alien. You know what I mean? Aliens don't. Do you see aliens hanging out together in marriage? No? I don't know. I haven't. But I don't know about your planet. Maybe your planet, yeah, everyone's married, dude. Oh. You know, we connected to different things. But Neptune that's what he wants to stress. I've already hit on it quite a bit. It's this master plan that needs master change. Has the sun card tonight, 29 degree. Master degree, 29 degrees. Okay, Pluto. What do you want to tell collective about this? Something about... Yeah, he wants you to realize, and I touched on this a little bit, but whatever they dig up 99 years down the road from tonight, you know, that's going to indicate these master decisions. And what do we want the kids of our kids of our kids of our kids to find? What do we want them to find? Do we want to shock them? I think a lot of you want to show loyalty, allegiance, cooperability, however you say that, respect of nature. Yeah, because you have a choice tonight what you want them to find 99 years from now. Yeah. Think of your house, the things around you. Think of it being buried. And think of the ancestors' reaction when they unearth it. Oh my God. Did they protect their thought life? Apparently not. Yeah. And if there's anything offensive that someone might dig up 99 years from now, put it in the bucket, trash it. Yeah, just do it. You know, pretend somebody's going to be coming through your house. What would you not want them to see? Okay. Especially if they're the children of a bloodline. That's what Pluto wants you to think about. Yeah. Because it represents your truth. Yeah. Okay, guys, so destiny. We got this tower between an emperor, which is you collective, this leader, and this Chiron, which is this hanged man. That's a squirrel going. Yeah, I hear you. But there's a tower. So it's almost like to get to your destiny, the Most High wants you to be aware of this tower. Don't get to your destiny as this resting my laurels, I can rest place, because there's something about some kind of tower that you're going to have to alchemize. The news might be disturbing. You might have to move, you know. Remember, Saturn told you to stay in one spot right now. You know, the decision for you to isn't that wise, because this is just coming out. So, it's going to be resolved in the long term, but they just don't want you. They don't want you be in this Mercury spooked spirit. Yeah. What? Why would this spook collective? Storage. You might have to put some things in storage. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so some of the information, I'll do the cards too, but I have to tell you this. Some of this information while you're in this Hangman retrograde 22 Chiron is a little shocking, okay? But it's a good opportunity to think about it now instead of in the middle of this tower, okay? Because some of the truths that we wake up to, we accept as, you know, they weren't true, okay? So just one, for example, is, you know, we've always been told that there's the 7 chakras, right? There's 7, beautiful. We align these spiritually so that we, you know, get the highest vibration from the universe, okay? We keep ourselves healthy, you know? We nurture those. Now in 1781, this Herschel discovered Uranus, that planet. And apparently, when that planet was discovered, they adapted these chakras to add 2 more. Yeah, 9. I didn't know this. So I'm going to reading about it. You know, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't kill me to read about it, okay? Those of you that are set in stone, there's only 5. Don't mess up my thinking. That's fine. I'm not asking you to. But apparently when they discovered this planet, it also discovered 2 more chakras. That involves your vessel, okay? One was spleen and another one was solar. And it was all around the heart. So there was something important in 1781 when that planet was discovered that, spiritually speaking, it imprinted on you that the need to grow these other chakras was necessary. Yeah, it's very spiritual. So there's 2 more that we need to think about around our heart chakra, because obviously the years to come, we're going to be tumultuous. And these would enable our flight, because there's wings. I don't know if you can see the wings. These 2 on the side would enable our flight. Transition. And I point that out because there might be more chakras being added to get to the 5D, you know. It's something, if you Google like 7th to 9th chakra or what have you, yeah, they talk about this discovery. And you know, there's been discovery since 1781. So I'm sure there's other things added for your chakra, for you to alchemize, for you to, that's your gear. That's how you survive all this change. And he doesn't want you left out of the destiny because it's too much for you to wrap your head around. That's the tower. See, that's why he's got you in this Hangman and it's retrograde. Hi, baby. Because you can alchemize it. You can learn about it. You can say, well, I'll put this information here for now, or what have you. You know, it's not going to kill anybody, and that's kind of where he wants you to realize. Yeah. So 9 chakras, awesome, dude, cool. All right, I love you, Collective. Happy Sunday.